Good evening, everyone. Good to be back with you on this rainy solstice evening. It's rather cool out, which is nice for a change. Today we're going to be exploring what is a very sort of ancient balance in teaching, having to do with if we're looking at awakening, attaining awareness step by small steps, big steps, little by little, and that's good. That's right. And there's also the sudden awakening, the sudden insight. So which is it? And of course, it's both. And finally, it's neither. But one of the ways that this is presented and experienced in Qigong is through some of the movements that are called filtering. And we'll do some of these. Many of you know these already, but we'll do some of these filtering practices. The very ancient Taoist original, I would say, teaching on this is when we do the morning routine, is focusing on the earth chi or the ancestral chi, the sort of the energy of creation and stability, and then so we bring that up into the lower dantian, and then from there we bring it up to the middle dantian, and then to the upper dantian, and touching heaven. So this is a progression, and what they call this is refining the chi. So the idea is that chi is heavy or coarse when it comes up, and then as it rises, the density decreases, it gets more open. The energy gets more expansive as you go up, and then it tends to take form as you go down. And that's called filtering by some teachers. So we'll do that. We'll do the filtering upwards, but then there's also the filtering downwards, which we do in 7 gates. Also in tree and autumn, we do that. So that's what we're going to be working with today. I'll talk a little more about that, but why don't we go ahead and begin with the standing mountain or standing one position. Now, a meditation that you can do, if you like, with this standing posture having to do with filtering would be to breathe the air in, and then light up the body, and then breathe the light out. Of course, we breathe the air out too, but we're focusing our attention on to breathe the air in, and then we breathe the light out. So when the air enters the body lights up. And we exhale, the air goes out our nose, but we're exhaling out the light through the pores of our skin. So just this transference of air to light, that would be a filtering step. That would be a refining step. Air, which is a thing, into light, which is an energy. And so why don't we take a moment to bow to the center of our imaginary circle of people here. Maybe bowing to positive changes that the present world is giving birth to. All right, and let's bow to the direction, starting with north. And east. South. And west. And back to front. And above. Below. So part of sensing your chi, or how you're feeling, is these hands can be placed on the physical body or in front of it. So either way, if they're in front, they're touching the expanded body or the energy body, or they're relating to the lower dantian and the middle dantian. And so this is a step finer. The chi is more filtered here than on the physical body. But that doesn't make it better or worse. It's just whatever feels right. Let's go ahead today and go right into Trembling Mountain, and then we'll follow that with the filtering down. Okay, so just letting your thigh muscles drive your motion. If thoughts appear in the mind, just increase the intensity. Okay, let's go for another 30 seconds. Okay, on the count of 3, let's stop together. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now for the next one, so we'll dip the knees. We'll come up like tree in autumn. The palms are up. Eyes follow the hands. And then at the top, we're actually making a filter, kind of making a screen. So the hands come together just like a window screen. And the first one, the openings are a little bigger. And then as we bring this down, focusing on the out breath, we're moving this filter of light, this net, sort of the screen, through the body. And there may be, a little resistance sometimes as it goes down through the body and kind of organizes the energy or the organs and so on in the body. And it filters out that which is unneeded. And then at the bottom, then there's this release. So it goes down into the earth. Ken Cohen says it goes down into the earth as compost. And then next in-breath, we're going to repeat. This time we're going to make the screen a little tighter. So the eyes are following the hands, looking inward and sensing this in the body as it moves down. And then it goes all the way down through the legs, all the way down and out the bottoms of the feet, down into the earth. So in breath, make the screen even finer. Out breath and breathe normally. This screen of light is pretty fine. Goes down through the arms too. Okay, and let's do one more. So in breath. This reminds me a little of brushing my dog's hair. And the brush is very fine. It removes the hair that's ready to come out. And then finish this with standing mountain. And so we're letting the practice here is described as if you're an evergreen tree, and there's lots of rain coming down, and it's just swooping down and all going down into the earth. So we're going to skip opening the 7 gates, but we'll go to the other part of filtering. So now the body is clean, and the energy is smooth. So now, tree in autumn, so going up, we're continuing up with the hands, and we're holding this, we're embracing this ball of light above the head. But this is a Dantian 2. Now this time we're going to bring that light down very slowly, and the hands are going to be sort of on the sphere, and then palms down, but we're not filtering out. We're actually filling the body with the light of the stars. So this time, the light remains. All the way down to the feet, touching into the earth, and then repeat. There are a whole series of these Qigongs based on moonlight or sunlight or starlight. So you can, if you like, you can try. The moonlight, of course, is silver. Sunlight is gold. And this is filling the body. So once more, if you like, you can use rainbow light. You fill the body with rainbow light, healing light, or pastel clouds or pastel light. Now, each one of these is going to be different. Okay, and let's just do one more. Eyes look up. Okay, let's set this in the body. Let's go ahead and take your stool. And now use, you can use the Lan Fa, or you can use the Yin and Yang, or whatever mudra you like. And let's practice just for a few minutes. Let's practice the in-breath, hands, the arms go up, and then bringing down with the out-breath, and then breathe normally, bringing down some form of light. You might try different ones or whatever appeals to you. It can be sun, moon, stars, rainbow, pastel, or any color. The practice is guided by the breath and by the eyes. If at some point you feel you've had enough, you can just let go of the visualization. You can go into breathing the stars if you want, or whatever else. Let's take a few more breaths. So these filtering practices and bringing down the light of the stars. This is practice of form and emptiness, or form and boundlessness. We're just aware of the movement of one to the other. So. So when we bring down light, then the solid form of the body is infused with light. So that's form into boundlessness. Okay? And then when we filter, we use the light as a filter, we're refining the form. So it's kind of an intermediate step. I just want to tell you an experience I had yesterday. So I was out with some of my family. We rented boats in Brittingham Park, right by the Tai Chi Center. And I was out kayaking. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Just out there in the kayak with my dog and looking. And, you know, suddenly it's, you know, trees, water, grass, people, you know, buildings form, and then sky. The sky was really clear, it's blue. Okay, so there's form and there's spaciousness. Okay, and then sky back to forms. And in the world of forms, there's a solidity. And then looking at the sky, there's an energetic, spacious boundlessness. And being able to move consciously between form and emptiness, which we do all the time. So that's yin and yang. So then, taking a step back, both of these arise or appear in awareness with capital A. Okay, so the form and boundlessness is perceived by the separate self, by consciousness. Oh, there's this, okay, this, but it all arises in awareness, and that takes the focus off the separate self and just into the energy. What is it that is moving from form to emptiness, and why does it move in that way or appear to, and what is the essence of form and emptiness? And so that, you know, that's just, those are steps. Those are just the next step. And we can be lost in form all the time. We can be lost in emptiness too. Awareness is just always present. Okay. So let's go into the morning routine. Actually, it looks like I'm getting an emergency phone call. So, Todd, would you please lead the morning routine for a few minutes, or Finn and Nan, somebody, please go ahead and start. Either one, whoever wants to. I'm going to take this call. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say that maybe someone can unmute themselves so we can follow verbally.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me fix this screen. Okay, just turned out to be my mother-in-law who's 98 and has a degree of dementia, but she was panicking and calling me, so I apologize. Where were we in the morning routine? So first is Earth's fragrance drifts up. Did we do that? Yeah. And then sunrise on the horizon. We did that one. Okay, and then parting the clouds.
Some of us were doing that, and some of us were doing that, and some of us were doing tree and springs.
Okay, let's go to parting the clouds. Sorry. Okay. So parting the clouds. Okay, start with dipping the knees. So palms face each other, elbows face each other, look up. Then as the hands go up, they're going to turn this way and part the clouds. And then the light of the sun, the moon, the stars comes down through the top of the head and into the body. Okay, so in breath. Okay, so parting the clouds. The clouds, of course, are the world of form. And we're letting the light come down through the top of the head and fill the body. And then as the hands come down, it fills the rest of the body. So separate the clouds. Body fills with light. So this is what we've just been doing. And as the hands come down, the body fills. Okay. Good. So this is a good one to get memorized in the body so you can do it in stillness when you're meditating. One more. Okay. And the next one is washing the body with rainbow dew. And I've simplified this move over the years. So if we start with the right hand and we bring it up the center, and then fingers facing the center line, up, and then over the head, and then down. So then the other side, up. It's bringing up the rainbow dew and covering the body. And so then you do both hands down. So this completes the cycle. At the beginning, we were going up and then bringing that into the body. And now we're taking the rainbow dew, the chi of the earth, and then cleansing the body. Okay, let's do one more each side. Okay, and then flipping away the fog. So this can be as big as this, or it can be as small as that. So we've covered the body with rainbow dew, so it's as if we've come out of the shower and we're kind of letting it go off. So at this point in the morning routine, so we've filled the body, we've parted the clouds, we've filled the body with light, we've cleansed the body with the ancestral chi, and now we're ready for the refining of the chi, and all that is preliminary. So we're going to it's like a backwash. We're going to go down, and we're going to, you can't see my hands, but we're going to, as if we're lifting up. I kind of think of it as sort of a watermelon or a beach ball, something that's kind of spherical and light. And we're gathering up this chi of the earth. In other words, the energy that's in all the plants and the animals and in the soil and everything. We're gathering up that, and we're literally bringing it directly into the lower dantian and the center of the body. Okay. So we do that 4 times. So let's go, let's begin with, so you start like with a backwash. Bend your waist. So gather, however this feels, however you see it, and then just, so actually placing this in the lower dantian. So you maybe feel this in your hands. Just breathe a few times. And then we're going to repeat this, and we'll do this 3 more times. Okay, again. And then last one. So then the next step is refining the qi. And so again, dip the knees. So we're going to bring some of this up into the heart area. And in so doing, we still have, it's still here, but in so doing, it's more refined, it's brighter, it's lighter. And then we're filling the heart. So the hands are in front, but this is extending or radiating all around, all directions out the back as well. Now the lower dantian is still lit up. Okay, so we'll do this 3 times, so 2 more. And when you're ready. And then 1 more. Okay, so now traditionally, so this is as far as this goes. There's the upper dantian in the head, and then there's one above that too. But so the next one in this series is touching heaven, touching earth. So the chi is here, it's refined, and it's also here, and it's in the center of the earth. So you send one hand up, the other down. So the lower hand is going all the way down into the earth. The upper hand is lighting up, it lights up the head as it goes by and extends way out into the universe. Okay, so this is called harmonizing the chi. So balancing heaven and earth. Okay, so bringing back here, and then expressing out, connecting to all that is, and then coming back again. Now, if you can remember which one, then reverse the hands. So you want to use your imagination or your intention as well, because we're way beyond the physical body here. So we're extending this out from the hands, from the heart, out the arms, and out the fingers and around, and touching into the whole net of Indra, and then coming back. So, and then repeating. And connecting. Okay, and let's just hold this posture. So just just for review, the palms are facing each other. They're right on the center line. Fingertips pointing up and down. There's a little stretching. So with the out breath, extend the light way, way up into space and way down into the earth. And now let's come back to center. So this is the vertical column of light, and this is our consciousness. So we can be, in fact we are, anywhere on this whole spectrum of the densest of the dense down here to more and more and more refined, to all the way to so refined it's just boundless. And that's our consciousness. All of it. Okay? And so when we're in this position, we're aware that this is all who we are. And then going out, and then extending these all the way out. And we're actually extending front and back and in all directions from the heart. And connecting with all other beings. So this goes through space and time. This goes all the way back as well. Okay, and then coming back again. So this is sort of the way this form and boundlessness, this movement from form and boundlessness, it's kind of like the way it breathes. So it breathes with yin and yang, so up and down. And then left and right are all directions. So we're harmonizing the body and the mind with what the universe does, which is it comes into form and releases, moment to moment. Okay, now let's come back here. Okay, and so I just want to remind you about a little tiny practice we did a few times ago that I've mentioned. One of the things we're filtering out is the past, okay, our karma, our memories that's in the body. It's very important that the past not be running the present. In other words, that we're not caught in the past. We can remember and so on, and things have happened, but we're not caught. And so I just want to reintroduce, now that we've had this expansion. Okay, so that was then. This is now. And so bring to mind any event. It can be long ago or just an hour ago. Just any memory, doesn't matter what it is. Bring it to mind and just say, that was then. This is now. Okay, bring another memory, a trivial memory. What did you eat for lunch? Remember eating lunch? Okay, that was then. This is now, and smile. Okay, another memory. That was then. This is now. One more. That was then. This is now. Now, if you practice this, it's such a simple move. If you practice the movements, that's great. But even if you just remember, and anytime something reminds you of something in the past, or something from the past comes up, just say, that was then, this is now. And you'll smile because you've liberated yourself from the tyranny of that memory. You still can remember if you want to, but we're getting rid of all the echoes so that we can perceive clearly. Okay? It works. It's very simple, but it's just, that was then, this is now. It's amazing how effective it is. So that's why I wanted to mention it to you after we've done all these practices with spaciousness. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to cover. And that's how I dealt with that supposed emergency phone call that made me run out of the room, right? That was then, that's gone. This is now. I still have a demented mother-in-law. It doesn't change, but that was then. This is now, so I can be fully present. Okay? Okay, well, let's do the removing glasses move. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Don't forget the tugging of the ears. I have been told by people who know that this is very important because the ears have many acupuncture connections. So you're massaging your organs when you do that. Okay. Any questions or comments about any of that filtering or any of those practices? Allison, good to see you. You're done with school.
Yep. I'm going to go out to Colorado and look out after my nieces soon.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Yeah.